Is something? Oh yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
We're live.
We live. Good morning, everybody. This is our monthly discussion with Tracy and Anna. We're going to dive right in without any chit chat. Anna, you go and introduce yourself first. How about that?
Yes, thank you very much. So, welcome. Good afternoon here from China. My name is Anna Thellmann. I'm an intimacy expert and relationship advisor, and I help women who are disconnected and dissatisfied with their relationship to reconnect with their partner. In other words, to get their physical and emotional orgasm back. And I have a program, 6 months. It's called the Intimacy Acceleration Program. So if you're interested, if you want your relationship to become closer and connected again, get in touch, send me a message. That's it from my side. Over to you, Tracy.
Morning, everybody, or wherever it is in the world. Hello, my name is Tracy Kimberg. I'm a relationship expert, and I help people get what they deserve out of their relationships. And it's a deeper meaning to self exploration, basically. So, like Anna, if you would like to get your relationship to the maximum potential that it deserves, then please get in touch. Today's Anna's turn to choose a discussion topic, and it's always exciting for both of us because I don't know what she's going to choose. So it's sprung on me, and we just go with the flow basically. And hope that if you're listening, you will ask questions, make comments, and join us. We have some people in the background listening. One of our close friends, Sarah's also there. I see her there waving. And we're so happy to have her on board this morning and hope she will enjoy it and everybody else out there too. Go for it, Anna.
Yeah, before I reveal my topic, how is it that Sarah comes into our room? How does it work?
I'll just enter the link.
Ah, okay. So it's like.
So we're not going to add it into the thing, but she can. We're going to mute Sarah, and she, if we want her to ask a question, we will let her ask a question, and it will just be an open discussion. Other people will be able to type in questions if they have any questions. So let's see how this goes.
Fascinating. Yeah, I think she has a lot to say about today's topic, which is relationship values. Because I think that we all go through relationships, in and out of them, and stay in them or not. And we never think about what do we actually want. And if our people out there, all the viewers and listeners, I had a long list of things that I didn't want in a relationship, in a partner. But it took me very long to get to the point to actually define what I wanted. So I thought, let's talk about what are these values? Why should we have them? Why shouldn't we have them? And your experience, my experience, and I think we can help many people with that.
I love this topic, Anna. I think I'd like to start off by saying that your values change as your relationship grows. And I think it's important to stay in touch with your values and to express your values to your partner. You know, we all evolving, we all are changing on a daily basis. And if you have the tools to grow with your partner, you can actually allow your values to grow with you and change with you. For me, as if I think of the values I had when I was just finished with uni, all I wanted was to do what everybody else was doing, get a boyfriend, get engaged, get married, have a baby, and just live the dream, live happily ever after. And that to me was like important. Now, if I look back, if I were to take this person to that time, it would not look like that, probably. Now I have far more important values, which are safety and reliability and friendship, fun. So it's about realizing that your values can change. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. When I think back about, the thing is, when I didn't do the values, I had my I don't want this list, and which is the reverse of a relationship values, because it's still what you don't want, but it's perceived differently. And I remember at the time I thought, I don't want someone who controls me, because my partner, he controlled me, he beat me in and out of hospital. So I knew I don't want that. But for the first probably 15 years in relationships, or in the space of being in relationships, I never asked myself, what do I want? It was always like, I know now that I don't want that, what I had with that one.
So what helped you figure out what you want? Because I'm a firm believer that, yes, you do know what you don't want, but also that's not where your focus must be, because then you get exactly that.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yes. So you need to, I shouldn't say need to, because allowing yourself to speak what you want makes your focus go into that realm of energy, I believe. So instead of saying, oh, I don't want someone who's a drinker, I don't want someone who parties all night, I don't want someone who doesn't want kids. Unfortunately, I find that that's often the case. You draw that to you. So how did you manage to swing that around? And because I know you've got a lovely partner now and you're very happy, and he's just seems like, from what you've told me, an amazing man. How did you manage to manifest that into your life?
It was after my last relationship, and that partner was an alcoholic. So like you said, I got the same thing, just a different shade of it. Because another one, he was a drug addict, and it was always like, oh, I don't want to have anyone who likes drugs more than me. And the universe was like, okay, have this alcoholic. I was like, thank you very much. So it was always, you get what you don't want. And it was exactly that. That was my thinking when I left that relationship. I said, how is it that I always got what I didn't want? But on the other hand, I never got what I didn't want. I just got a shade of it, like a different idea of it. And I figured out for me that, first of all, when I said that I didn't want something, I wasn't precise. I just didn't want the behavior of what that person displayed. But I never questioned what is behind it. So the one being controlling and hitting me, insecurities. The one loving drugs more than me, insecurities, fear. So it was always this, what is behind it? And when it clicked, said, oh, there's more behind it than just the behavior, I thought, okay, what is it that I don't actually want? And I was sitting there on this blank page. I was like, I have no idea. I have honestly no idea. But let's try this. And I started with my list, but because for me, it was when you said loyalty and these big words. I think that they mean many different things to many different people. And for me, it was important to really write down, what does it mean when I talk about a loyal partner? How does that look like? And yes, if I talk...
You literally have to almost see yourself in that space.
Exactly.
And what it does for you as a person, and also how that feels, how that smells, how that tastes, how that touch feels of that type of person. And I think that's how you can really figure out and identify when you come in contact with that. Yes, this is it for me.
But I just want to say that often I have that with clients, or before I started my practice, that people want something, but when they get it, they don't know how to deal with it. So when you write this list, when you become aware of your values, you need to be in the place to receive them, because your partner can be as loving, and you can go through this, like what you just said, imagine it and picture it and smell it
This
and
is so
feel it.
true. This is so
And if
true.
you're not ready to receive that unconditional love, it's just like, yeah.
And this is so often what I see as well, Anna, when people then self-sabotage something good, because they don't feel deserving of it. They don't believe it's true. They think it's just too good to be true. And I think that I read something the other day which said that love means putting yourself at risk of being hurt and going for it anyway. And when you're able to accept that the fantasy that we were taught as children is exactly that, it's a fantasy. There is no perfect love of riding into the sunset and they all lived happily ever after. There is nothing as perfect as that. Love is imperfectly perfect, and it comes with challenges, it comes with speed bumps, it comes with arguments, it comes with passion, it comes with disconnect. But if you're able to understand one another's values, which evolve and change, then you can know how your partner wants you to show up. And I'm not saying be what your partner wants, but it's about understanding how your partner's changed. I mean, I know, for instance, some of my best friends, like Sarah, she met her partner at uni. They were young, reckless party goers, and they're not like that anymore. You know, but they're happy, they're together. So, you know, I don't know if Sarah, I've just had an idea in my head, and I'm just going to, should we invite Sarah in?
Yes.
And ask her what is the secret of her and her partner helping each other stick with their values and understand one another's values. Just one person's input would be good.
Wow. I've been thrown on the spot here. This is great. What a great start to my day. I've really been listening to what you've been saying, and it's amazing how you can take, when you have something that you feel has just flowed by itself naturally, which is, you know, mostly good, you can really take that for granted. And actually listening to what you and so many other people I know have been through in different relationships, I'm like, oh wow. So it's really helpful for me to reflect on that, you know, it really is, because it makes me realize that, yeah, and I think maybe for me it is a little bit to do with age, in terms of the age that I was, well, say like 21. It's not that young, is it? I don't know. But I think it's just knowing that there is a deep level of resonance with each other, and that there is also a deep level of individuality and respect. And although maybe at the time of getting into that relationship that I've now known my partner for 40 years, right? Which I still can't quite believe. But but I think even though we maybe weren't aware of we definitely didn't talk about what are my values, what are your values, but maybe they came out in the sort of people we were. And then I think, to me, it builds that trust and understanding. And from trust and understanding, you then realize, well, the trust and understanding means that I can express myself. I can be who I want to be. And that person likes the best version of me. They're not trying to make me a version of them, and vice versa. And to me, that's honestly been the greatest success tip, really, that I know for having
Thank you, Sarah.
a relationship.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that was Sarah Mills from The Art of Winning. Anna, what do you think, reflecting on what Sarah just shared?
I think Can you hear me? Because you just froze.
Yes, I can hear you well. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, because you just froze in this nice smile. I think many couples go through these changes of the values in their relationship when they meet very young. My brother, he met his wife now, almost, I think they're almost 40 years together in 2 or 3 years. And they changed during this time together. And I never talked to them about it if they spoke about what do they want, but I'm sure they had different values, different viewpoints, different needs.
Yes.
In the different stages of their relationship and their age.
I think you're so right. As when we are young and reckless, let's call it young and reckless years, I think your mind is still developing and you are very emotional. You go with those butterflies, you go with the passion, and you just want to rip each other's clothes off and just like have sex 6 times a day and just have all that excitement going. But your logical mind has not really got a lot of influence in your choices. And as you mature and as a couple, or as you mature when you're older, and for me, I met my partner, that my fiance, let's say it like that, 6 years ago, and I approached it with a very wise mind, where my mind became a lot wiser, where I did want the feelings of the passion and the emotional rush and all that, but I knew what my values were. And I approached it with an open mind and very wisely. And I think this is what I think, as people that are more mature, what I would like to gift people with today, or for the younger generation even, is to sometimes just take a pause and allow yourself to think logically of your values and not get pulled away in this current of emotional, passionate feelings of this feels great. Take a pause and just step away from it and ask yourself, what are the values, and how you can delve deeper into that is look at their family values from where the person comes from. Notice how they behave in social circumstances, how they treat people that are maybe in public that they don't even know. For instance, like homeless people that are waitresses and waiters, just the postman. Have a look at how they treat those people. You'll pick up on values, and it will help you feel, is this person right or is this person not? But also it helps you discover, actually, I didn't realize kindness was such an important value to me. And if I'm with someone that's unkind, this is not going to work. And how you can express that to your partner and say, I think I find kindness is important to me and less important to you. And that's how you can start the process of growth together, or you have to decide that this is not going to work and separate.
And I also want to add that when it comes to values, they don't need to be big, because values is like the company values is how we do things around here. So whatever that means to you in your relationship, how you do things around your relationship with your partner, it can be little. For example, in one of my business values is that there is no judgment and no pity party. That's one of my values. That's how we do things around here. We don't judge. So whatever is important to you, it doesn't have to be all of this respectful, and define what it means, and can be the littlest thing that is, just like Tracy said, important to you. That's the important thing. It needs to be important to you, and not if it's a big word that people understand, because the universe doesn't need that.
Yes. Anna, what do you think? How can we help people out there who are unsure of their values, people pleasers that have maybe come from relationships where they just want to please and sacrifice their values? How can we help people, in your opinion, address themselves and have a self-awareness and an emotional awareness of, actually, my values are important too in this relationship? And for me, it is about taking tiny steps of awareness for yourself. Find a therapist, find somebody that can help you figure out what those values are. Read up on it, listen to podcasts on self-discovery and values, and don't ever minimize your needs and values in a relationship ever. It is important, and I think something that shouldn't go under the radar at all. What do you think, Anna?
Yes, I agree, and I want to add to also be honest with yourself. So what I mean with that is that if there is something that you want for yourself, for example, on my list, there's what I wanted my partner is that he's taller than me when I'm wearing high heels. That was something that is important to me, because I had boyfriends who were smaller than me. I didn't like it. It's just like, no, I want someone taller. I want to, snuggle up even in high heels. And I love to wear high heels. So whatever is important to you, be honest with yourself. That goes with this: accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. That all makes you who you are, which all is okay. And don't forget that this is just a moment in time. Like Sarah said before, it just develops, it grows. And you said it can be different thing tomorrow. But today, this is what it is. You don't need to think long-term, next 5, 10, or 20 years. This can just be for today as a starting point to maybe even where you want to progress into.
Yes. I also want to address something that's just coming to my mind about being open to change within your relationship. I think there's nothing worse when you're in a relationship where your partner wants you to stay the person they met. Back in that, it's impossible to stay that same person. And I think people that are afraid of change or feel intimidated by their partner's growth and development need to possibly find their own path of development and growth. And so many times when I help couples in relationships, the one person says, I don't know her anymore. I don't know him anymore. I want back what we had in the beginning. And it's not really possible. Yes, you can maintain friendship and some things, but because we are human beings that have new experiences every day, which affect us, which change our way of thought, things happen in the universe, in the world. Friends we meet that have different experiences than us are all teachers of us as people. And when we are absorbing the teachings from this world, how is it possible to stay the same person and not to gain more and grow more and have better values or new values, and to embrace that change rather than feel intimidated and threatened by it, definitely is, for me, essential to a healthy, long-lasting and thriving relationship, in my opinion.
Yes, it just reminds me of one of my ex-partners. I remember talking to him and I said to him, so who do you want to become over the next years? Like you just said, this influences from outside, they change us. And he said, no, I always want to be how I am today. I think I'm amazing right now, so this is how I want to stay. And I was like, really? Do you think so?
I think it's that's his perception, but I think it's because there's no awareness of the potential.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and I teach the children. Well, I see children as well, and the clients that I see the growth chart of comfort zone, fear zone, learning zone, growth zone, and how you can only grow to your full potential when you face your fears. Because a lot of the people that are not wanting to accept change are held back by fears. Whether it's fear of failure or fear of rejection or whatever it is. But embracing those fears and reminding yourself that they won't kill you. They are real fears. They are out there. They're going to be difficult to challenge and to, it's the dragons. I call them the dragons. That I call myself a dragon slayer. And there are there are loads of dragons out there in the world, and I need to slay these dragons. I'm not going to let them defeat me. I see myself as in my realm as this female warrior with swords and armor, and I'm strong. And if there are dragons out there, bring them on. I'm ready for them. I'm going to slay them. I don't want to feel like, oh, I need to hide in my corner because there's a dragon. And we all need to be a bit more open to challenges and believe that these challenges are coming with lessons and opportunities to grow and to learn more values in yourself and how you can create a wider happiness and a greater sense of being for yourself. Yeah.
Dragonfly.
Now you're going to see me differently as this.
Oh, yeah, I had my picture here fully made up in my mind.
For the last 5 or 3 minutes, I'm going to invite Sarah back in. Anna, is that all right? Sarah, are you okay with that? You can just nod. And I'm going to add Sarah back in. There she is. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
This was a bit of an impromptu invitation, but I think it was nice to have you here. We'll start with Anna and let Anna give a last word, then Sarah, and then I'll say goodbye for us at the end. Anna, do you want to give a last word?
Yes, I want to give a last word. So when it comes to your relationship values and when you want to define them, maybe for the first time in your life or in your relationship, be patient with yourself and let yourself just go and write out what pops into your head, because it doesn't have to be exactly or the best list you've ever done, or everything has to be on it that you ever could imagine to want from a partner or from your relationship. So just be patient with yourself and with the list.
I love that. I love that, Anna. Sarah, do you want to give us a last word?
Wow, I've learned so much from you two today, honestly. You think you've got something brilliant, which I feel I do, but it still requires work every day, and definitely gratitude, and definitely, where things aren't quite the way you think you would like them to be, then as you've both shared, address them and speak out, and don't stay in silence about them, because then you can move together in the same direction.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. And my last word, I just want to say, take the word curious and keep it very close to your heart in your relationship, and always be curious as to what your partner's values are evolving into. Ask questions, create a safe space for your partner to express those things. Try not to be too critical and judgmental, and be curious for yourself as well. If you're feeling a feeling of this is not working for me, or I don't feel great about this, voice it and be curious to see how voicing it will help you and your partner's relationship grow into something very authentic, into something really meaningful, and into something that is value conscious, so that you can show up and address your values and your partner can too. That's what I'd like to leave you with. But yeah, thank you guys. It's been lovely, a lovely discussion. Anna, Sarah, thank you for being an impromptu guest. It's been lovely having you here.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you again next month, guys.
Yes, have a wonderful day wherever you are.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Don't go, Sarah. Don't go. Just stay on for a second. Oh, she's already gone.